The theater company started about 5 years ago when we realized at St. Luke's we had a large number of theater people in the congregation, or who used to be theater people, and we were trying to figure out how do you have a ministry that can reach out to the community in a creative way. And somebody said, hey, let's try theater. So we've been producing shows for the past 5 years, and we always tried to do shows that would engage the community in a conversation about topics that were pertinent to the community. And about, I think it was about a year and a half ago, Father Luke Fodor, who is the rector, had a conversation with us that we needed to do a play about addiction. And so we went and gathered up a huge stack of plays about addiction, and we found out a couple things. One, there aren't many plays about addiction. And the other thing we found out is that most of the plays that were about addiction really presented addiction or a substance use disorder. See, I'm correcting myself now. That plays that dealt with substance use disorders were very negative, and they presented the people who were dealing with substance use disorders in a very negative way. So it kind of became clear that we needed to do something new, and at that point we had a gentleman join our group named Richard Olson Walter, who was an actor and a playwright, and we sat down and talked about how do we come up with a play about substance use disorders. And we also wanted the play to focus on recovery too. That felt like the most important thing. Richard knew nothing about substance use disorders and recovery, so he asked me if I could connect him with people who'd be willing to share their stories. And through my work at the Mental Health Association, I was able to connect Richard with people in the community to share their stories. And we ended up with, after a year and a half of work, a very beautiful full-length play called Least Resistance. And the play just had its first run. It was 2 weeks ago we closed. We ran for 2 weeks at the Willow Bay Theater. We had over 600 people in attendance for 4 performances, which we were very, very happy with. But one of the things we wanted to do is we wanted to present varying outlooks or varying people's perspectives on substance use disorders and recovery. So it wasn't just stories about people who are in recovery, although those are there too, but it was also stories about families and how do families adjust to dealing with somebody who has a substance use disorder. How do grandparents deal with raising kids? One of the things that in talking to people in recovery, we realized that in our community, there are a lot of grandparents raising their grandkids because their kids, their children, due to an active substance use disorder, are not able to raise their kids. So we felt we had to deal with that. We have a perspective of a vet who is a member of our community, returned with 3 Purple Hearts from Afghanistan, and his struggle to get sober. But today we wanted to just share a couple scenes with you. I have with us today 3 of our actors: Willow Fodor, Richay Allen, and Marge Fiore. Now, all 3 of them were in the show, did a wonderful job. But one of the things we're doing today is, it's important to say that we're not really doing a performance, because some of these actors are not playing the parts they played in the play. All of our actors couldn't get the day off to get here. So So we're doing a reading of two of the scenes. And this first scene that we're gonna read is the grandparent scene. And it deals with the parents or the grandparents being presented with their grandchild to raise. And what happens is the family accepts that and takes their granddaughter into their home. So I invite you all to watch this scene.
A little cream. Thanks, Amy. I'll be right back. I'll be here. Nice place you got here, kid. Still sleeping? I wish I were young again. Whew. Not again. Oh my God. This is the fourth time since we left this morning. And I thought you wanted to make a good impression. Ugh.
Here's the coffee.
That is one stinky baby.
Well, she probably just needs to be changed.
There's no probably about it. Do you mind? I did it 3 times already this morning.
Sure. Is everything here in the bag?
I think everything that she's got.
All right.
It'll do you good to get back into the swing of things, but I'm sure you already know what you're doing.
Well, it's been quite a while.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I'll be right back.
I'll be here.
Still here then?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Figured you'd be gone by now.
Well, we ran a little late. The traffic. I'm not sure we really met.
Yeah, I was hoping to keep it that way.
I'm Amy Schwartz, Child Services, and you must be.
You know who I am. So how much longer is this going to take anyways?
Not too much longer. I want to be back on the road before dark.
I just laid her down on the bed upstairs and then, oh, Fred, you're back.
You said this would be done by now.
No, they were running late. They had some traffic.
Well, let's see. Perhaps we can finish up with you good people and I can get back on the road. Let's see, your paperwork is up to date, which is good. You just need to sign here.
Right here?
That's right, initial there and again on this page. Okay, it looks good. Congratulations. I'm sure your granddaughter will be very happy here.
Thank you.
Well, if there's nothing else, except, well, let's see.
No, there's
Any
nothing
problems?
else.
There's my card.
Nope, nothing else. Is there, Fred?
Nope.
I'll be on my way then.
All right.
I know this has been difficult. It's been a long, hard day. But you need to know how lucky your daughter is to have a parent like you to take care of your granddaughter.
Rachel.
Yes, your daughter Rachel.
Don't call her that.
Fred, please.
I will not have you call her that in this house.
Fred.
You see, Rachel, she's a criminal. A criminal. An addict. She lies, cheats, sleeps around, she steals from her friends, her family, from her parents who did everything for her. Tried to help her. Worst of all, Rachel brings a life into this world and can't control herself enough to keep out of jail. No. No daughter of mine could do that. Rachel, she could. My daughter, no way.
Amy, I'm so sorry. Fred's just not dealing with this very well right now.
Don't worry, it's all part of the job. Well, I'll be going. Goodbye.
And good luck. Thank you. Good night.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's not, but I'm sorry all the same.
Did you mean what you said about Rachel not being your daughter?
Perhaps. What if I did?
We need to talk about it.
What if I didn't?
We still need to talk about it.
What is there to say that we haven't already said?
She is your daughter, Fred.
She stopped being my daughter a long time ago.
That doesn't mean that you get to stop being her father.
This is ridiculous.
I know that Rachel did a lot of really bad things, but that doesn't mean
She stole from us, made our lives hell, brought drugs into our home, all but destroyed our family.
I know.
I'm not gonna let her just waltz in here and just put us through that again. Not for anything.
You were too hard on her. Tough love. That's what you said she needed. Tough love?
You'd rather I just bent to her will? Where would that have got us?
But you shut her out. I know it made sense at the time when you said get clean or get out. But you pushed her away. You took it too far and you never stopped.
She needed to learn. Needed to figure out she was screwing up her whole life.
But we let her down.
How'd you figure that?
I know it made sense at the time. We said get clean or get out. But she couldn't do it.
It's my house. She knew the deal.
And what did that accomplish? She needed support. She needed her parents. We just sat and watched, stupidly thinking that she could magically work it out all by herself. We failed her.
Sarah, where does all this come from?
I'm tired. I'm tired of being angry. We stuck to that hard line for so long. Now Rachel is gone.
She stopped being our Rachel a long time ago.
No, she didn't.
She tore us apart. No matter what you say, I can't forgive her for that.
I know.
We can't have her come back and mess everything up again. We can't be looking after a baby. Not this time in our lives.
You want to turn away her baby?
It doesn't make any sense. There's so much we wanted to do. We'd have time, like we talked about. Time to do things, see the world, learn scuba diving, go back to college. Anything. A child will just ruin that.
We're not sending her back, Fred. We're not sending her away.
What if the father came looking for her? We don't need that kind of trouble.
The father died, remember? An overdose?
Well, either way,
She's not going back.
don't be dumb about this, Sarah.
I'm not being dumb. This is our granddaughter we're talking about. If she goes back, then she'll be in care, into the system. Is that really what you want?
This isn't our problem.
This is our own flesh and blood we're talking about. A beautiful baby girl. If we don't help her, she doesn't have anybody else. You haven't seen her yet, have you? She's been here this whole time and you haven't even thought to look in on her.
We've been kind of busy out here.
Don't make excuses, Fred. Well, there's your your chance. She's crying. Go in the bedroom and check on her.
Why?
Just go.
You're not gonna change my mind, Sarah.
Frederick James Smith, go on and see your granddaughter. If you go in there and you hold her, you come back and tell me that you feel nothing for her, absolutely nothing, then fine. Maybe you're right. Maybe we should just send her back.
All right. Right.
But Fred, please, you have to hold her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you. These past few years, they've been just awful. For so long, we hadn't heard anything from Rachel. We didn't know if she was dead or alive. So many times I would find myself just staring out the window, looking up the driveway, hoping to see her come up. But she never did. That horrible silence was so hard to bear. The emptiness just became my everything. I tried to find her. I went anywhere in town that I thought that she might be, but I couldn't find her. My little girl was lost, and somehow I let it happen. We didn't mean to be so hard on her, but we were. Fred still hasn't stopped. He's so cold when we talk about her, and that only happens when I mention her. We don't talk to our friends. We don't tell anyone. No one's going to show up on our doorstep with a casserole because we tell them that our daughter is an addict. But I know Fred. I know deep down he still loves his little girl. But he's mourning for her too. It's funny really how she came back into our lives. When Rachel left, everything was so bad. There were so many bad things said and so many bad things done. And then one day we hear about this baby. Something good, something pure, something innocent. Maybe this was my prayers being answered. I wanted my little girl back. I wanted to see her again. But with her, I might get to see those first steps and hear those first words. I might get to see her come off the school bus one day. Maybe this is God giving me another chance to get things right. I don't know. I know a lot of other people in town doing the same thing, raising their grandkids. The drugs did that. Or maybe there wasn't enough for our kids to do. Maybe we should have tried harder. I don't know. This is not what I thought I'd be doing right now. Raising another daughter. I'll be busy again and more tired than I'd like to be. But it's all I can do for Rachel right now. And it's worth it. For her, for Rachel, and for her.
She's beautiful.
I know.
So one of the things we wanted to do was to add some non-traditional components to theater in this piece. So we asked Mr. Allen to come up with some slam poetry for us, and that's his actual specialty. So we actually included some slam poetry in the play. We added music to the play. It was not a musical, but we added music to it. And we added some other poetry to it, just to reach out to a broader audience. So we're just gonna finish up with this piece right now.
Gather round, children, and hear the tale of the land where smoking is banned. Gas. Oh yes, your ears doth not deceive you. A land where tobacco is outlawed across all the nation. It's only in shady corners hidden under dark cloaks of tobacco dealers hides what they call on the streets a cigarette. Take heed, young minds, for it is the cigarette that poisons the youth, the devil's fire stick of sickness. In this land, gas station counters lay but bare walls behind them. A Sunday drive to the local native reservation will be found filled to the brim only with novelty feather hats and beef jerky. Say no to tobacco, kids, because remember, violators of this law will be stigmatized, left behind, homeless, bankrupt, unemployable, arrested, charged, in prison, even killed, repeat. Stigmatized, left behind, homeless, bankrupt, unemployable, arrested, charged, in prison, even killed, repeat. Stigmatized, left behind, homeless, bankrupt, unemployable, arrested, charged, in prison, even killed, repeat. And I won't have it. Not in my good Christian neighborhood. There will be no injecting nicotine here, no snorting tobacco on my streets. These addicts out here, these scum infesting our communities. It's good it causes cancer. They deserve it. Maybe natural selection will do its part and weed the weeds. We won't give them chemotherapy. We won't give them radiation. We won't give them treatment. They had their chance. They deserve it. They made their choice. I just want them gone. All of them. I want them to go away. I don't care how. Tobacco junkies are the worst. And there is no hope for them. Thank you.
Thank you. The run that we had at the beginning of the month will just be our first production. We look forward to presenting this show again as the year goes on, and you can find out more information at our website at leastresistance.org, and we're also on Facebook under Least Resistance. Thank you.